How's everyone doing? Hello, fantastic looking fifth graders. Guys look great. Congratulations. First of all, I just want to thank Principal Furman Bourne for just the opportunity to speak to you amazing fifth graders and parents, just to get an opportunity to speak to you. And I want to start with a quote from Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss says, "Today you are you, that is truer than true. There is no one alive who is youer than you." So I want to talk today about being the true you. The true you, what does that mean? You know, and I'm thinking about my life, and as a fifth grader, I can tell you about me as a fifth grader, and some of you fifth graders, maybe you can relate to this, but I talked a lot in fifth grade. I got in trouble a lot, not as a troublemaker for someone else, but I was making trouble for myself because I couldn't keep my mouth shut. I led a lot of people in fifth grade. My fifth grade class was probably the leading class. I don't know if you still have field day, but we had that back in my day. You know, when you start saying back in your day, you have a little bit of years on your life. But back in my day, we had field day, and my class won field day. So as I progressed through my years, I was like, wait a second, I'm a leader. I talk a lot, and I ended up being a pastor. I ended up being a life coach. And so the true you were the representation of the true you right now. So if some of you, you're dreamers, that means you're going to do something great. Some of you, you talk a lot. Maybe you have a career in entertainment. Maybe you have a career in politics. Maybe you have a career, whatever it is, where you're around people. Maybe some of you are technologically savvy. Maybe you have a career being the next Bill Gates. But the true you is now. So I just want to talk about that for a little bit. So active participation. Everyone gets to participate. Are you ready?
Yes.
Are you ready? Yes. Okay, everyone close your eyes. Now think about who you are. And then in a few moments, you're going to fill in the blank and you're just going to scream it out. Parents, you included, okay? So the phrase is, I am, and you scream what that word is. So as an example, I will scream, I am, and when we're all going to scream together, I'm going to say confident. Or I am tall. I am, you fill in the blank, because this is how you see you. Remember, we're talking about the true you. Are you ready? Goodness. Are you ready? Are you alive? Okay, fifth graders, are you ready? Parents, are you ready? Did someone say no? Okay, let's try this again. Parents, are you ready? Fifth graders, are you ready? How come it's like 10 of them and they're so much louder than 1,000 of you? Okay, let's try this again. Parents, are you ready? Fifth graders, are you ready? Yes! Okay, say it after me. I am. You didn't say it with a lot of conviction. Parents, I didn't even see you moving your mouth. Let's try this again. Seriously, we're going somewhere. There's a point to this. So, 100% participation. Parents, are you ready? If you want this graduation to speed through, you need to help me out. Okay, parents, are you ready? Yes. Fifth graders, are you ready? Yes. Say it after me. I am. Did anyone say beautiful? Did anyone say handsome? Confident? Wonderful? No, how come? Parents, what did you say? Yell it out, one parent. Tired. How true it is, are we not tired, parents? You know, that's really funny. I wanted you to say you were special. You were special. Every single person in this room, you were special. You fifth graders, you're special. Parents, caretakers of these amazing minds, I want to encourage you. Now I'm talking to you all. I'm going to come back to the fifth graders, but I'm talking to the people that are sitting around the walls of the room. These minds are like a garden. I grew up in Virginia, and so this time of year, my parents, my grandparents spent a lot of time in their garden. And just as a reference, our family garden, 3 of them was the size of this room. So you can understand when the sun would just start to set, they would go out and they would remove the weeds out of the garden. They would make sure that the beetles weren't eating any of the vegetation, because they knew that the garden was so important. And they knew that the seed that they sowed in the garden was important. These 5th grade minds, if you will, look at them as a garden. And it's our responsibility as caretakers to make sure that the seed that we plant in their garden is a good seed. So I want to encourage you, plant the seed of encouragement. Plant the seed of love. Plant the seed of, oh, you're an overcomer. Go out and do that. Because life and life itself will be the weeds that will grow in their garden, and we're the garden keeper. So our responsibility is to go and make sure that we protect the minds of these 5th graders, and we remove the weeds. We don't plant weeds, we remove weeds. So make sure, I just want to encourage you 5th grader, you parents and caretakers of the 5th graders, to look at the 5th graders and their minds as a garden. And whenever, this is a principle in life, just like the law of gravity. It's the law of sowing and reaping. If you will do your part and sow love, if you will do your part and sow encouragement and give this group of young people an opportunity to soar and to fly, then they will do their part. If you plant it, you will also reap it. And you'll reap it in an amazing attitude from these 5th graders. You'll reap it in amazing accomplishments from these 5th graders. And I just want to encourage you with that. You know, 5th graders, back to you. In a couple of weeks, about 2 months, school starts early again. I mean, so you barely get to go on vacation and you're back at school. And when you're back at school, you're going to be going to junior high or middle school. And I can tell you those schools are going to be a little bigger than this school here. So you're at the top of the food chain, if you will, because you're the 5th graders. You're the oldest, you're the biggest, you're the strongest. And then in a couple of months, you're going to walk into the building and no one's really going to know who you are. You'll have your group of people that you kind of went to school with and kind of grew up with, but you're a 6th grader. But there's some 7th graders and there's some 8th graders. But I want to encourage you, you walk into that school with your head held high, with your shoulders back, because you know who the true you is. And it doesn't matter if you're a 6th grader and there's 8th graders and there's bigger people and you got to learn how to open up lockers and get to class and you have more responsibility. I want to encourage you, no matter how big the challenge is, that equals the potential for bigger growth in you. So don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid to go to junior high or middle school, because it's your time to transition to that. And what I want to do is I want to help you. I want to help you with something. Today when you leave, every one of you are going to have this rock. And on this rock, there's an encouraging quote on this rock. This one says, I am fearless. This one says, I am confident. Each one of you, you're going to get a rock. I don't know what your rock is going to say because they just put them in the bag. But I do believe this, that the rock that you get in your bag is the rock for you. And so what I want you to do is, when you go to 6th grade, put this rock in your pocket. Now, I'll tell you this rock isn't special at all. This rock isn't magical. But what this rock is a reminder that you are special, that you are magical. So, and the full potential lies not in this rock, but it lies inside of you. That's why I want to encourage you to reach your true potential. So whenever you feel anxious, whenever you get upset, maybe you get confused about 6th grade, I want you to keep the rock in your pocket. Maybe sometimes you want to pull it out and just read it. Because if you really believe I am, and you fill in that blank that you're confident, I know you're confident. The rock isn't special. I want you to remember, you're special. So can you do that for me? Yeah. Say, can you do that for me? Yeah. So one last thing as I close and I turn it back over to the administration. Let's do it one more time. Parents, are you ready?
Yes.
Fifth graders, are you ready?
Yes.
Say it after me. I am. Thank you so much.